Dear reader, tonight I've honored my lord and master with another soul for his collection. The same fate could befall those who don't read the content warnings above. In the morning we will attempt to overthrow the kobolds, and I hope to gift Velsharoon with more souls. It looks like Sparkeloneous is stirring. Better see what mischief we'll fall into now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, a wider world. My name is Em, and I play Haribo Tamagotchi, the changeling artificer of the group, currently a kobold. I think that's important to my introductions, to remind myself and everyone that currently I'm a kobold, because I almost died last episode because I did not remember that I was a kobold, and thanks to Sparkeloneous and Lawrence's very quick thinking, I survived. So the question of the day, I came up with it today, and it was the time that you impacted the most people, either positively or negatively. And I think mine is both, like a positive and a negative impact, in that the work I was doing, this belt is a prototype. We're like working in a really good lab for this group, the Delta Dawn, and we're working on a prototype for like protecting officers out in the field while they're planet side or dealing with whatever they're dealing with. And I think that the work that we were doing on that impact was about to impact people very positively, because we were about to release this thing to the public, or I guess the military probably. And then my sort of infatuation with the like raw power that we were able to achieve with this led to me tinkering with it when I wasn't supposed to be, and then that is what led to me getting here whenever something went terribly wrong. I still don't know what went terribly wrong, but I was tinkering with it when I shouldn't have been, and then I was here, and all I had was the belt. So I imagine that it went bad. So I'm just trying to get home. So it's both impactive, positive, and negative in my just sort of infatuation with things and how they work. Because while on the team, don't know how this belt works fully. I did little bits and bobs here. I was definitely not like the lead or anything. But anyway, that's Haribo for now.
Hi, my name is Lawrence, and I played the bard Sparkeloneous. So Sparkeloneous ended a town-wide feud at the age of 9, the first time that he played a show. It was against the Thornbruns and the Goodberries. They were about to start a massive bar fight, but with the help of Barson, they were able to gather the whole town into the bar, destroyed the bar, but everyone really enjoyed the show that Sparkeloneous put on.
Thornbruns?
Thornbruns and the Goodberries.
Bad berries out there as well?
I haven't met any yet.
We don't talk about them bad berries.
We're still feuding with them.
Alrighty, my name is Grace Stringer, and I play Margery Ridgeback, a necromancer. What am I technically? Actually, wait, give me a second.
Cleric?
I think you're a Death Domain cleric? Something like that?
Death Domain Cleric, thank you. It's embarrassing that I don't know my own thing.
Embarrassing.
Technically a cleric. Also, I just remembered that also a shifter. Forgot about that I can shift into an animal. That's kind of neat. Forgot about that one. And this is a tough question for me. This was a tough question to think of an answer to, even though you asked us it at 1:30, so I've had plenty of time to think. But I think negatively, because as I was reminded last time, I am in fact evil, in that before I became an urchin, I was raised by my uncle, Carmine, and he was arrested for selling poisons because he sold potions and tinkers and whatnots, and they thought that he was arrested in Experia, but it was Margery messing with the ingredients, not really knowing what I was doing, and I ended up making poison, and that killed people on accident.
You did a big poison and also got Uncle
when I was
Carmine
a child. And
in trouble?
I didn't know.
Hey, what happened to Carmine? What
Did he get
Carmine
executed?
was executed.
Yeah.
I mean, I became an urchin afterwards, so I did get my punishment, like karmically.
the consequences? They were natural.
Carminically?
Oh. So that was the negatively I did a murder.
Do you still feel bad about that as an evil character, or are you?
A number of murders.
Yes, a number of murders. I feel bad that my uncle. I was so young when I was messing with the stuff that I didn't realize the impact of what I'd done until like when I got older. And so I do feel bad that the fact that my uncle was executed for it because he was my only blood family that I remember, but not in that I made poisons because, you know, it was always in my
Like the worry is not that you killed people,
arts.
it's that Uncle Carmine got caught up in this mistake you made.
It's that, yeah, poor Carmine.
My name is Michael, and I play the fighter Thaddeus Ofkoot. And I am not evil, but mine is also a negative. As a mountain dwarf, I completely disappointed my family with the fact that I wanted to leave the family business of mining in the mountains, and I wanted to go live with the Flatlanders and experience life and learn more about the world. So I completely disappointed my family by setting out on my own adventures, and I have yet to make right with them.
What about the Flatlands drew you? Like why leave the mountains? Why leave that life?
Better music.
Better music, that's it. No, it's Thaddeus is awfully chatty for a dwarf. And that didn't really sit well with his dwarven upbringing and his dwarven family, who are very minimalists when it comes to conversation. And he had to go seek out others that would be more conversational and teach him more than just the dwarven ways. And he had to know more about the world. He wanted to stay. He did not want to disappoint or dishonor his family, but he had to follow his heart.
So for sure, more lyrics.
Oh, please. Yeah, more lyrics.
All right, and I am Gabe Stringer, the dungeon master, the game runner, the voice of anyone who is voiceless, not played by another character.
What did you do that impacted people either positively or negatively?
The most people, what have I done that's impacted the most people positively or negatively? I did a brief stint as a voice actor in college, and I recorded a series of like sort of financial responsibility PSA type things for a financial class for a college I did not attend. And I think those are still in play. I think my voice is still perhaps telling people about, you know, the financial responsibility that I myself don't have. So yeah.
That's pretty good.
You know, the irony exists. It's good.
What did you say? Like, hey, don't buy that.
That's a very interesting.
Welcome to my recording series.
Welcome to personal finance class. Let's play this video.
Say, don't buy that.
Don't buy that.
Hey, don't do it.
We're talking about player goals now. Lawrence rolled his player goal, and Sparkeloneous' player goal for this session is to kill an enemy with his bare hands.
Something he would never do, but you never know.
It, you know, could be possible, maybe. Anybody else?
Rolled a 10.
Lawfully execute someone with your hands.
Did you also roll a 7 and a 10, Mike?
8 and 10.
Dang.
So close. Sequentially, we're right there.
Compete for gold.
Right. Margery's goal for the session: use an item in a creative way that it wasn't intended or designed for.
Ooh, I do have spiders.
You sure do. You have infinite spiders.
What are those designed for?
And Thaddeus, your goal is attempt a skill that you are not proficient in.
Seems achievable.
So I have to break my moral code, and he just has to
do something he's not great at.
I just have to attempt to do something I'm not good at.
It means it says attempt, right? It doesn't say succeed.
It sure does say attempt.
It sure doesn't. It just says attempt.
That's
nice.
Wicked. That's the easiest
Mine says
one on
kill
the
someone with your bare hands.
I could do that.
Feel the life. Feel the life sink out of them, breath by breath.
Yikes.
I got 7 and 2.
I'm not proficient in that, so that would be cool.
Ended this episode and slitting someone's throat, so I feel like you can do it.
7 and 2, build something.
Oh hey. You're an artificer, that's what you
Ugh.
I won't.
Oh, Okay.
That's what
Your
you got
choice.
last time. I don't know how to build. I don't know. I mean, I could. Oh wait. Hold on.
Well, here's the thing. As I'm playing in this space as the phantom 5th member of the party, we've just taken a short rest. And we're gonna have to do a couple
Long
of
rest.
rolls to sort of manage this. Yes, long rest, and make sure that nothing untoward happened while we were resting. But you do have a lot of time. You could perhaps build something that would help you in this next
Yeah, no,
next fight that you're gonna have, or
I'm
there's a
good to-
big log that's gonna come through the waterfall, maybe.
What?
Good
Maybe.
to go. Wait, no, that's magical tinkering. I know I
That
have
information is meta. We don't know that.
That's true. We don't know that. No, I can't build.
That's true. That is meta.
What? I
That's
don't
true.
know what that is.
I think I can give you guys. You do know there's a trap.
And Haribo did
Um,
not tell them that there was a log, because M did not feel that that was.
No, Haribo wouldn't know. Haribo would know that there's a trap because there's a guy in there very conspicuously next to a rope that he's gonna cut. That's his whole job. He sits there and he's with the rope to let loose a mystery
also
trap.
taking a long rest.
A
Mystery trap.
Wouldn't it be funny if he switched it up on us though?
Wouldn't it?
We
though?
thought it was a log, we went and we're like, it's a log, we know. And it's like snakes.
It's a rope of snakes.
Yeah, I'll take snakes.
Giant bucket of
Suddenly,
Sparkeloneous.
3d10 snakes fall from the ceiling.
Yeah, I'll take snakes. If we get to pick, no, I'm just kidding.
Pick. I'll take snakes.
I feel like before we ended, didn't I have to roll to stay awake or something? And didn't I?
Yeah, that's one of the things we have to sort of deal with. Now that we've got our goals taken care of, let's deal with our recap. Last time on A Wider World, we assaulted the Kobold hideout. We snuck up on them. We employed a diversion that was diverting, but not particularly stealthy. Fights were had. Thaddeus exploded out of a bush and did much murder in fights. Margery was also in a bush and did less. Haribo explored inside of the Kobold hideout and discovered that there are A, lots of kobolds, and B, a trap. And Sparkeloneous put almost everyone to sleep and then hid in the water. And then after that, put everyone to sleep again.
Explored is a word.
Yeah, no, briefly glimpsed is perhaps the better way to put that. Enough to see that there were 10 of them. There were 10 kobolds in there, and 4 more have run in since then. And I think that's about all you know about in there. There is a trap and 14 kobolds that you saw. And now, you guys are taking a long rest, and Margery, as the only person who wasn't damaged after that fight, elected to stay guard, to stay awake and not fall asleep, and protect us.
I threw
Also,
rocks at any kobolds that poked their head out of the waterfall. I think I said that last episode.
could I
It's
could I
possible.
please change mine to a short rest, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you,
I don't
God.
know,
I
yeah.
appreciate that. So yeah, let's do a short rest. I think I also benefit from my Song of Slumber, so I should be all right. My Song of Rest as a.
Wait, but
Bard.
if we're already taking one, why not take one?
Well, I gotta go get Gwib. I just wouldn't want to sleep in a tree.
Or you could sleep on the floor.
Yeah, but Gwib's tied to a tree.
I don't know. I do remember we talked about you two going to get Gwib. I don't remember when that was in the order of resting versus not resting.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go take a short rest and I'm gonna go get him.
While everyone else is sleeping?
I mean, you're awake. All right, God, I'm gonna go get Gwib now.
Okay,
After my
you're
short
gonna
rest.
go get Gwib. Is there a purpose for Gwib? Are you gonna?
Yeah, he's going
he
to
gonna go
negotiate a peace.
Yeah, we went to go get Gwib because he was going to
okay.
be part of our plan. Like we had a whole that was like all part of the end of that.
Okie doke. Well, then, Margery, make a perception check with advantage. Everyone else, get your long rest or short rest heals and replenishments as they come.
Is a 21, God?
Nice. Okay.
See everything. I perceive it all.
You perceive it all. So probably half an hour into your watch shift, you see a kobold head poke out from behind the waterfall. I assume you throw a rock at it or in some way try and Spook
Sure
him.
do. I throw a rock.
I think with a 21, in your brief glimpse and your thrown rock, you notice that the head of this kobold is green.
Okay. Does anything exciting happen at night?
Does anything exciting happen at night? No, nothing exciting happens at night, because you were very aware, and you only wanted to stay up for like 4 or 5 hours, and then Sparkeloneous is up.
All right, Margery.
Sparkeloneous, you're headed to get Gwib.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get Gwib now. Margery, I'm gonna go get Gwib now.
All right.
He's probably tired of sleeping in the tree at this point.
Probably has to go to the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Oh, all right. You head to the tree. It probably takes 15 minutes to go over to, to go get Gwib, and then, you get Gwib. You guys just tied him to a tree? Tied him up into a tree? Like,
I think we tied him to the tree. We didn't put him up in the tree this time. It was degrees of trust, so we got to keep his feet on the ground.
He wasn't dangling. Yeah.
Okay. Then Sparkeloneous, you come back, and Gwib is still tied to his tree. He perks up when he sees you, because it probably means he's gonna get untied.
All right, Gwib.
Sparkeloneous. It's I wasn't sure if you were gonna come back. It's good to you're gonna untie me now, yeah?
Gwib, I'm not gonna lie to you. I came back as soon as I could. So, I think it's time, everyone else is just sort of right behind me, so we're just gonna go on back towards the kobold hideout.
Alrighty.
Does that sound agreeable?
Have you taken care of all the kobolds in it?
Well, see, that's the thing. We did our best to not harm very many of them. So at this moment, pretty much everyone, but I think maybe 2 are alive, 3 or 4 are dead. But everyone else is either asleep or in the cave. So honestly, we were kind of hoping that maybe you could come along and maybe we could negotiate some sort of agreement. We sort of like the Goblin Village, Kobold Village.
Okay. That's an interesting proposition. What? I don't represent anybody, though.
We just need you as a translator.
Okay, so what's
here's the thing. I can comprehend languages using a song, but I can't speak it, so we would need your help there.
Okay, I will do my best. All right.
All right, Gwib. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to untie you, but I'm going to tie our arms together because we're such good friends.
All right.
All right then. Come on back. Do you want to skip?
Do you?
A little bit. I just woke up from a nice nap. I mean, I came here as soon as I could.
Sure. Let's see.
Do you want me to roll a skip check?
I'm gonna have him roll a skip check.
How do you tie? Wait, how are you guys tied together? Because
So he's got his wrist tied in like a triple knot, and Sparkeloneous just has like the rope in him.
How strong is Sparkeloneous' self?
He's got incredible core muscles.
Okay.
He holds that pot all day, every day.
Wait, so the rope is just in his middle? It's not in his hand part? It's just like...
It's tied to the pot.
That can only last so long, so you gotta hurry if you want to keep it tied to you.
It's the rope.
I mean, it's there. If I focus, I cannot eat it. If I focus.
What does the texture of rope taste like to Sparkeloneous? Is that a good texture?
It's one thing, but there's a lot of it.
Neat. Okay. Well, you tether yourself together. You skip.
Sparkeloneous wanted you to skip.
You and Gibbs skip. I think part of the way until you're tired. He got a 16 on his skip check, so he's skipping just fine. He already knew how to do it. You didn't have to teach him. He's just going for it. And you guys skip your way back to the campsite, where at this point, I guess everyone else is still asleep. It's just Margery. So now it's Margery, Gwib, and Sparkeloneous.
So Gwib.
I was making when thinking about this bubble person and a lizard tied together, skipping down a trail.
I don't think we were skipping at that point. I think we were done skipping, but we are panting.
Yeah, no, Gwib is tired. Yeah, he is skipped out. And he says,
Is anyone got any grub, any food?
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
just-
can give you a ration pack.
Sparkeloneous, are your ration packs edible?
So I've got a pack of Sparkeloneous rations, which are like knickknacks that Barson prepared for me, and then I've got 5 regular rations in case of emergency. Those
Okay.
came with my pack that I bought forever ago. Mom said I had to buy one, so I bought one.
They're like real old.
He scarfs it down, and you wouldn't know it was old by how quickly he just downs the whole thing.
How long has it been since we fed Gwib?
It's been a while.
This
hasn't
may
it?
be the first time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only been like we haven't had Gwib for more than like 24 hours even. So
We haven't had Gwib for more than 3 episodes.
yeah, it's not been that long.
Yeah, this is episode 4 with Gwib, and I think this is day 2 with Gwib, and I think we are at probably 24 hours or maybe just above. But
Yeah,
yes.
like
And
about
day-
that time. But that's I think.
And day 97 on that ration pack. Day 97.
He doesn't know it, and neither would the audience if I hadn't just told them. Yeah, you watch in mild astonishment as Gwib crushes this ancient ration pack. Do you have anything to do with Gwib before the rest of the party wakes up and things start happening?
All right, Gwib. So we're gonna keep watch. That sound all right? So Margery can have a little nap.
I mean, I was at
Do
full
you know
health.
any good? Are you not sleepy?
It's
Do you ever go
only
night
been 4
night?
hours. No, I mean,
All
I
right,
do.
we can all keep watch. Like, do you know any good campfire stories, Margery?
This is my first campfire with people. Really, urchins are kind of solitary. So.
What about you, Gwib?
Yeah, okay. I'll tell a campfire story, sure.
Sick.
Once upon a time, there were some gnomes, and
I don't like where this is going.
they fell into a river and drowned.
All right,
It's
You know what?
It's funny because the gnomes drowned.
this is as bad as I thought.
While this is happening, Margery has been waking up because this is.
Is it? No one likes my story. It's a hit.
I like.
And all the
Going to
kobold
interrupt
gather.
this. Gonna interrupt a long rest for this?
Well, let's just say that it's already been a long rest. I feel like we can't spend time listening.
Hear my story.
We can't spend time listening to Gwib tell short stories of different species drowning in rivers.
How did you know how the next story ended?
Yeah, I use my context clues.
You're a witch.
She's got that insight, that powerful insight.
I do have powerful insight.
Witch's insight.
Okay, everyone's
insight
awake.
is it?
Wake up, y'all. It's time to do things.
Do you play a little song on your horn?
Yeah, it sounds like cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Wake up!
Haribo in the morning wants to do his little feature for his artificer. He's gonna like fiddle around with a little. It's just like a steel ball, but it can open up. And I think what I want to go with is this object sheds light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for another 5 feet. I think a distraction orb is going to be the most helpful. And then I also want to welcome Gwib back. Gwib, good to see you again. As I promised, it would be best to have you be able to protect yourself. And I want to outfit Gwib with a... Well, I guess I present a longsword to him. Can you use this weapon? I think your brethren were able to. I just don't know if you are able to. I think
Holy
I
shit.
How tall is
So rude.
Gwib?
I think that's the only fights I've had, so I imagine that I picked it up
4
off
feet
of.
tall.
I think that's where I
Is he
picked it up
ripped?
from.
Did we forget to mention that he was absolutely ripped and that his arms are just so strong?
Well,
no,
I guess they
he's regular kobold strength, which is not very.
they probably had daggers too, and I I guess I could have just picked up an extra dagger. So I can outfit with one of their daggers and say, like, here's a dagger for you. Yeah, if the long sword doesn't work, if it's a little too big for you, I can give you one of these daggers.
Thank you. I'll take the daggers. They're what I'm used to.
Oh, perfect. I don't know why I didn't start there.
Is he still tied to Sparkeloneous?
Oh yeah, check that out.
Gonna assume no. Either he's been
It's
untied
just-
or the rope
it's
has
just the
dissolved at
loop.
this point.
Yeah, it's just the loop that was attached to Gwib, and then just like maybe 1 foot.
I feel like we must let Gwib off the rope for this.
Oh, he's already off.
Perfect. I mean, just in terms of our trust for this mission to succeed. Call it.
It would be difficult for Parlay,
Parlay, yeah.
if he was tied up. He wouldn't represent. He'd represent even less than he already does.
Exactly.
Okay.
Wait. During the night, during my watch, a kobold peeped out, and it was another green one.
That is
And
a
I
good
kind of
thing.
gesture over to the corpse of the green one over there. So there's more than one that has more strength or maybe some kind of magical connection.
Yeah, Gwib, what's up with the green ones?
The green ones. Well, all right. Can you keep a secret?
No.
Yes.
Well, then come over here.
And he
I'll
ushers
close my ears.
those of
and
you
la,
who
la,
can't
la,
keep
la.
a secret. Or he ushers those of you.
Come over here. Here, come here. Come. There's a dragon in the woods. There's a dragon in the woods, and it gave us his blessing. Not all of us, obviously, just the green ones.
Is he in league with those 2 kids that wanted us to come save their cat dragon?
Gonna say.
What?
Uh-huh.
What?
The 2
what?
elvish kids that wanted us to save their cat, but we think it was a dragon.
We didn't get into what they were about at all.
We're
'Cause those
definitely
kids
crossing
were
their
all
paths
evil.
down the
Conjecture on
line.
the party
I
part,
can't speak to
absolutely.
them. Could have been a cat, could have been a dragon, could have been literally
dra-
anything.
Hey, Gwib, does the dragon have 2 elven child sidekicks that...
Not that I know of, but dragons are really mysterious. I'm not even worthy to lick his toenails, so I'm not exactly the person to ask.
So
Oh, come on,
I
Gwib.
didn't get
You
the
could've
dragon
earned it better.
blessing. You see that I am brown.
what powers does the dragon give to these chosen ones?
Just sort of boosts them in all the ways. They hit harder. They're stronger. They're more constituted. I don't know. They're better than us.
And
Because the dragon said so.
Reconstituted.
What do they have to do to get those like what made them choose them over, let's say, you or any of the other ones over here?
They say that the ones chosen have dragon souls, but I don't know. They chose Shib, not me.
That's alright, Gwib. We chose you. Isn't
Yeah,
that better
Gwib.
than a blessing from a stinky old dragon?
you've got the soul of a homie.
I like that.
The soul of a homie.
Gwib,
He doesn't know what a homie is, but he's all about it.
I'd like to question. So
Neither do I.
the green kobolds that they've been blessed by the dragon in the forest, which I guess is a problem for later. But the problem for now is, could you tell us a little bit more about Iron Bones as well? Isn't he behind the waterfall along
Iron
with
Bones.
these green kobolds?
Iron Bones is the boss.
Yeah.
He's in charge. He is a goblin. He's covered in tattoos. He's not from around here.
He sounds hot.
I couldn't.
Last episode,
mammals,
you had to
right?
seduce
I don't know. No, it's all mammals to me. Weird, warm-blooded freaks.
Speak for yourself.
I am right now. You weird, warm-blooded freaks.
Ouch.
What was the question? Iron Bones. Iron Bones. He showed up. He showed up with a bunch of hobgoblins, and they beat the absolute tar out of the old leader. And they said, "All right, we beat him. So this is your new leader. His name's Iron Bones. You listen to him, and so we have. And he said, raid the merchants and get the captives and such. So we've been doing that.
So on top of Iron Bones, we also have a number of hobgoblins to deal with.
Not here. They left Iron Bones in charge.
Okay. That makes me feel a little better.
Yes. They said, you look at this goblin. This goblin could lick 10 of you, and we believe it. And so now he's he's the boss.
Is Iron Bones dressed by the dragon? I meant to say blessed.
Dragon picks out his outfit.
He is green.
It's
I
true.
assume.
It's true. Kobolds, they take the color of a dragon, what blesses them. Handy dandy that way, I guess. What was your
He's a
question?
kobold. Who's your favorite out of us?
He points at Thaddeus.
Oh,
All right.
kind of nice.
Can't
He
call you fast.
hasn't
bury
killed
him in
me
the rope
the most
yard.
times.
Yeah, but his body count on your friends and family might be the highest.
Shush.
Shib, Tib, Nib.
That soup back
Alright,
there
so,
that we pulled you from was entirely of his creation.
Yeah,
The soup.
that was all their fault.
All right, now
So
I
if we
can hear you.
beat Iron Bones, then we can be the new Vitas.
And we can all
I-
get tattoos.
Well,
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Almost all of us, sorry.
We could at least
I
brokerage
guess I've never tried.
a peace with them to
Yes.
stop harrying the merchant caravans.
Yep. Yes. Iron Bones is responsible for that. We would have been nice, well-behaved, good kobolds if it wasn't for him. Yep.
Well,
no,
All right,
sure.
Deb.
Sass.
What?
I like
we're,
you, Gib.
We're cool.
When we met you and your friends had made a pit full of spikes, and then you
Iron
guys throw
Bones told him
rocks
to
at
make a
people.
pit full of spikes.
It's pretty natural kobold stuff, all things considered.
That's what I'm saying. He thinks that like it was for the merchants, but it's all natural. Like all's good, but we could just redirect
I mean, I
their
shouldn't care I'm
focus.
evil, but let's figure out what we want to say. I always find it best to draft it out.
I'm sorry, Margery. You're what? Let's take a reverse. Let's like erre. Did you just begin that sentence with "I don't care, I'm evil"? Excuse me.
I might have, yes.
Gonna do something about that?
Change has begun.
I think it goes on the list, but we'll figure it out down the line. I think there are far more like pressing matters at the moment, but we should chat about that a little later.
It
Yes.
does explain some things.
Evil is such a strong word.
It's
What
the
do
word
we
you
do?
Used it. It is the word that you
Hey,
chose.
I kept y'all safe all night. Nothing happened to any of you. You guys were all okay. No one got any damage. I even threw a rock at a dragon-blessed kobold when he tried to poke his head out.
Exactly why I think it goes on the bottom of the list, but you have to see why it goes on the list still.
Fair enough. What do we want to say?
I think we should start with hello.
Gib, what is hello in kobold?
He makes a sound.
Okay.
Why don't we ask Gib what would be the appropriate way to approach something in a kobold fashion?
To not get crushed by whatever trap lies within the waterfall.
Oh, beating the trap is a tricky one. I'm not really sure. If you don't look like a kobold, I'm not sure how you go through the waterfall and you don't get trapped.
I do a
You
couple
look like a
poses.
kobold.
It's
Oh yeah,
true.
does Gib react at all to him being a kobold now, but with the voice of...
Oh,
yeah,
that's a
I've
good
dropped my
point.
voice entirely. There's no reason to be. Gib, you have to. I gave you the daggers. You have to understand that this is Haribo. At
This is a
point,
different
I felt it would have been
kobold.
natural. I kind of forgot I looked like one of your kind, but
I also forgot.
he hasn't been speaking kobold.
see, I kind of thought it would be natural, but I guess it just registered with you.
It's a kobold with a southern accent.
Yeah. Do you need me to be Haribo for this? Should I be back into Haribo? Would that make things easier for you, Gib?
No, the real issue here's what I'll say about kobolds is that you've got to, if you want to take control of the tribal structure, you got to take out the leader. These hobgoblins, they took control because they managed to call the leader out, and the leader thought that he was dragon blessed enough to handle it, and he wasn't. And so now Ironbones is in charge, and the dragon hasn't come by, so there's not been anybody to knock Ironbones out of his spot, you know.
But Ironbones is behind the waterfall. Is that?
Oh yeah, he's in there.
Okay.
Does he have any sort of powers that we should be aware of before we go in there, Gwib? Any that you have?
Real mean.
He's real mean.
It's mean. That's his power.
All right.
Hobgoblin.
Good fashion sense.
Dragon blessed kobold.
Well,
How
because
does-
kobolds aren't very strong.
Even dragon blessed ones.
The dragon
Oh, they're
blast one
stronger.
took like 4 or 5 hits from Thaddeus. That was pretty
That's
tough.
what I'm saying.
The dragon blessed one is sturdy, perhaps even sturdier than the average hobgoblin, but that's just literally the average one.
But now we're talking about a boss named
So
Goblin.
this is. Okay, so this is. Okay.
He's gonna have his own health bar when we go
Super
in there.
buff.
It's gonna come
Yeah,
out
this
across
is
the
a
bottom of
goblin.
the screen. It's gonna be terrifying music playing.
This is a goblin who was raised by hobgoblins. He's an intense little fella.
You gotta take out the ads before you take the name.
It's very important.
No. We've got to convince the ads to help us with Gwib.
So, reality check. Do we feel that Gwib has any prayer of getting us a parlay? Or should we use Gwib to do some sort of distraction so we can either get into the cave or get them out of the cave in a reasonable set of numbers to take them out?
I
I
think
think we just want to get them away so we can go fight Ironbones.
yeah, I think that if our intent is to assault the cave, then the trap should be the first thing on our mind, and I might be able to rig some sort of distraction to maybe convince them to drop the trap before we go in. We cannot, I don't believe, assault. We cannot just jump through the waterfall while that trap remains. I think
Maybe we
Gwib
could
could.
smoke them out.
What do you, Gwib? What would work? What do you think would work best in this situation, being a part of this tribe?
Well-
It's most important for us to broker a peace right now. Ironbones is our only target. Your community is not.
If you can intimidate them in a strong enough way, perhaps you can get them to stand aside. I'd say a kobold leader might be dumb enough to be called out for a challenge, because kobolds are full of valor and bravery and maybe not the most smarts, but goblins are cowards. They're gonna hide behind every warm body they can get their hands on.
But your bodies are cold.
If we enter into this waterfall, does it go deeper? Will we be able to challenge a goblin or a kobold leader to sort of single combat while in this room? Would not Ironbones step in if he's a coward?
I think it is less a matter of getting him to come out and fight you, because he's not going to want to no matter what. It's a matter of persuading the rest of the kobolds not to stand in the way.
Actually, that is
So if
very
you can
fair.
persuade them, or if you can spook them, there's a chance of it, right?
We've got
But
a
if you
battlefield
spook them too
all
good,
set.
they might set off a trap. This is the problem that we have, is that they're all in the cave behind the waterfall.
Will they
And
come out
there's
if we
also-
challenge them to single combat out on the battlefield? Just one by one? If you give us the name one by one, can I shout beyond the waterfall and be like, Bib, I challenge you?
Well, that's really insensitive of you, because Bib's already dead.
All right, I meant Chib.
We heard they called you a butt.
Chib. I've heard you
Chib's
smell
tied
like
up over there.
ass.
Chib's tied up
You gonna
over there.
take that lying down, Chib?
Would
Yeah,
that,
he's
would
tied
that
up.
actually work? Because I'll go single combat toe-to-toe 14 separate times against these kobolds. I feel comfortable at that fight.
I'll say Gabe the Dungeon Master really wishes it would, because that is hysterical. But
No.
I didn't
You're,
think so.
like I said, you'd have to persuade them. The leader's in charge, so they're gonna do what he says. unless you can scare him or persuade him not to, and then maybe he'll have to deal with it.
If you want to be non-violent, we can try our best to undermine the leader and make the kobolds think that he's trash, so they should ditch him.
It seems like we need to be very scary.
Gib could talk us up. Tell him of the soup, Gib.
Yeah, here's a thought. Gib can go in. You can go in because you're in goblin form. And Sparkeloneous can go in some sort of small container that might go unnoticed. And what could you do, Sparkeloneous, that would be awe-inspiring or terrifying once you got through the waterfall?
I could pop out of the box and put a bunch of them to sleep. And then say, look at that, they're so afraid they're unconscious. Boo!
So,
You would have to do
Haribo,
it
what
fast enough.
have you got in... Go ahead.
Well, you have to do it fast enough because that one guy's sole job is to cut the rope as soon as he's into something hinky going down.
I could do it from inside the box, I think.
If he sees Gib at a minimum, we've got that. They don't know Gib's on our side yet, at least, we think.
Yeah.
It's true. No one's seen old traitorous Gwib be traitorous yet.
Yeah, don't call yourself that in there.
I don't like. Yeah, I'm not loving that.
Don't use that title.
I'm not loving that you still call yourself traitorous Gib now that you're hanging with us, homie.
It's me. I'm back. Traitorous Gib.
It's homie Gib.
Traitorous homie Gwib.
I like that plan. I think that's the best plan we've come with so far.
Okay.
I didn't realize I could change all of my spells on a long rest. So let me see if there's any spell. This feels like at camp, right? Like we're still chatting at camp.
This is, we're still around the bonfire, I would say. It sounds like we are going to...
Has anybody
Be
poked their head
alive.
out while we've been
No.
doing this?
I mean, has anybody been watching? Or have we all been talking in the campfire?
Well,
I can watch.
Sounds like we've all been talking in the campfire.
With my body. Probably at disadvantage.
You can turn one pebble to the back of his head and watch.
The pebbles
true.
can't actually
Sparkeloneous does
run.
sort of have tremor sense, doesn't he?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the pebbles. That's so funny.
But it would
pebbles
look
are-
cool.
But
The
he could
pebbles
for
are
sure.
for us.
He could for sure do
I
that.
mean,
That's awesome.
it would look like I was watching, even if I wasn't.
I don't know that I can't really pick up a spell that like I'm fiddling around with my belt and there's just nothing I think that I can make this thing do right now that would be like big and showy.
And when you say this thing, you're meaning the belt, yeah?
Of course I mean
Well,
belt.
alright. Just double checking.
Thanks for clarifying, Sparkeloneous.
I'm not. All right. This is
Okay.
I am gonna change out. I'm gonna turn off the thunderclap setting and turn on a different setting. That's a
I
cantrip
could
switch out.
I could try coming in along with you folks, but very low to the ground. That's all I've got.
I just don't. None of us have like a big. Do you, Margery, have any big showy spells or whatnot that we could maybe strike some fear into them with? I can create
you're
a
scary.
split
There's
ball.
no element of surprise if Margery comes in because she's clearly not a kobold.
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna-
Margery's scary.
They're gonna cut the rope, and then I'm just gonna get hit.
Oh
by
fuck! Right, it's
something.
just me and Gib holding Sparkeloneous. Sorry, I for some reason forgot that somehow.
You can turn into an animal. That doesn't include kobolds.
Can you turn into like a mouse?
I can only turn into a tiger. I think I can only turn into.
That
one
will
thing.
be very subtle.
Oh, one thing.
It'd be very scary though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
would
a
be
shifter
scary.
thing, not a class thing. I think as far as it goes, probably the best you guys are going to be able to shoot for is to get advantage on an intimidation check using special effects of some sort.
I mean, to me, it just feels like I would switch out a cantrip for prestidigitation, which is just like a big. I can make something sound or look bigger, basically. I guess that's not prestidigitation. That is something else. There's two that are
Is it
very.
thaumaturgy?
It is thaumaturgy. Does anyone have? I can't do thaumaturgy, actually, unfortunately.
I think I probably can. But I
I
can't
also
give
imagine that
myself bardic
there
inspiration.
is, it's probably only like 6 inches deep, but there is probably a small pool of water on the inside of the waterfall. That makes sense to me. Like on the inside of the cave. If Sparkeloneous wants to do his like spread out in a small amount of water thing.
It's not very intimidating either.
No, I
No,
mean,
but a spell that came out
a
of nowhere.
blob, a blob coming out of the
Very
water at the
smart.
same time that a
Alright.
spell goes off, you know?
Yeah.
So here's what we're
Wisdom
gonna do.
save probably to avoid being affected by this.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get in that puddle out of the box. You're gonna set the box down next to the puddle. I'm gonna cast a big explosion when you, Tamagotchi, are going to become not a kobold, but something bigger.
Ooh, actually, that's a
Like a man.
fantastic idea. Actually, 100%.
And I'm gonna play you a little tune so that you can be even scarier. Ba, 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 ba.
Oh.
Oh, this is actually fucking ideal. So,
I'm liking this.
I'll read it.
could
I'll
be a-
read
it
it
could
when
be
it
a
happens. But this
hobgoblin.
is perfect. 100%. Yes. I think that
Yeah,
is
hobgoblin.
ideal.
So, Margery and I
dragon.
will wait just outside of the waterfall for your signal
Yes.
Okay.
on either side of the opening, not right in the
Okay.
middle where
No.
said trap might affect us.
Whatever
And
trap
give.
it might be.
I just need you to herald me as an alternative for power here to get this started.
You can carry
Nice.
the box, Gib.
Sure. Okay. The empty box.
Nope, I'm gonna be in it, and you're gonna put the
Oh.
box down next to the puddle.
You can just be. Wait. Sparkeloneous, why are you into a puddle? There's no puddle.
Sure.
It's a waterfall. You can just go under the water. Like, can't you move on the water, in through the waterfall, and then
Heck,
be in the?
I can hold my breath for a while.
Yeah,
You
so
can-
just
if you wanna be
slide
in
under the
box.
waterfall into the puddle.
All right.
So
Okay.
So are we in the box or in the water?
No, Gib's holding an empty box. Gonna go in from the water.
It's all about misdirection.
Should I go green kobold for the introduction?
Oh,
Or should I should at least change my face because 4 of them have seen me, and so I'm gonna at least change like kobold features to look like a different kobold. But
Is
and when
there
I
a
do,
kobold?
Yeah. You could turn into the green one that Thaddeus and Margery killed.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I'm gonna turn into that one. That way, in case any part of the conversation, I can say we ran them off. But when this happens, it starts out at the belt, and there's little like triangles of light that connect and just like spread out across my body, and it changes like the little features. It's like very digital-esque.
Gib,
That
what
must be
was the green?
baffling for everyone else.
What was the green one's name? Who was he?
He was my brother.
Dib.
Gwib.
Yep, there it is. He was my brother Zib.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
All right, Zia.
It's okay. He turned into a real dick when he turned green.
Thought he was all better than everyone else.
When he got
Is there
gone.
Really
anything-
did. Because the dragon said so, but he was still a dick.
wait.
And now that he's
your
dead,
bro-
I can say
your-
that.
You're brothers, but they didn't choose both of you. You don't have the same.
We don't have the same soul.
Don't rub it in.
He's a
Margery, come
hero.
on.
I'm traitorous Gib.
No, you're holy Gib.
Or maybe I guess he
right.
was a hero.
Yes, he was.
He was here, and now you're.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about all this, Gib.
Awesome.
Okay, so you are transforming into my recently deceased brother Zib, and the two of us are going behind that waterfall to trick the rest of the tribe. Yes?
That you're saying that Zib is now deciding I'm gonna take on Ironbones.
Is that what? Maybe, sure, I guess.
Is that what?
No,
it,
because I
just wanted
need to
double check.
transform in front of these guys. So I think I just look like a green kobold because I don't want to be Zib, just a green kobold. And I want Zib to herald me as a new leader, definitely. But then I want to transform into a hobgoblin because that is what triggers one of my effects, is that people see me transform.
Okay.
Well, that sounds like a
Poor-
plan.
Gib is
This
just announced
feels like a
you as
plan.
the
This feels like
challenger.
something that could happen.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, then
All right, then
fuck it up.
y'all squat up. Gib has Sparkeloneous' pot full of nonsense, and you have your hands free, and Sparkeloneous is in the water, and you guys go through the waterfall. Get deception checks.
Probably
Advantage
stealth
for
for
you.
me.
Stealth for you, Sparkeloneous. Deception for you, Tamagotchi. Advantage for both of you because you have a great plan. And deception for Gib. Gib,
15.
19.
He's traitorous Gib. He should be pretty deceitful.
You get bonuses for betraying.
He might.
Well-
I don't know. I've never played this game before.
No matter what
like
happens,
it's a core part of his being.
I rolled a 12 twice, so advantage, disadvantage. There's really nothing I could do about that. So
that's the best Gwib can offer.
okay, so
I
you
got
had
a
the 15. You had the
19.
19. You had the 19 on your deception. Okay.
Sparkleoneous 15.
15, that's plenty. No one is expecting a blob in the water, so no one is looking for a blob in the water. So even a 12 probably could be manageable there. Gwib goes through the waterfall like Kobold would, I would assume. That's, good for the disguise. He's pretty shifty and anxious, but Kobolds are shifty and anxious. So, tracks. Tamagotchi with a 19, you feel like one of, you really mull over the dragon blessed, exactly, that sense of it, that adjective, and you strut through this waterfall. Roll an insight check, all four of you, or
This
yes.
reminds me specifically, if anyone has seen the I was reincarnated as a slime, the actual kobold that gets named and becomes like, his name is like Gaku or some shit like that, and he just becomes the cockiest motherfucker, and I love him so much. He's so weak, but he's so funny.
He's
Natural
the dumbest.
20.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I got
All right.
I meet all their eyes.
Okay. What did you say, Sparkeloneous?
16.
With a 16, you remember Sparkeloneous to make sure that M has his shield. Tamagotchi's got his shield that the other green kobold dropped.
Flashback. Don't forget your shield. Flash forward.
I get his shield and his weapon, like his specific outfit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you've got his shield and his spear, and you come in and you plant his spear, and you look around. You scan the
eye
whole
in the room.
Yes, you do. You just across the whole perimeter of the of this cavern. And this cavern, we haven't really talked about it. It is fairly deep. There are stone columns supporting the interior of this. It looks like it has perhaps been hollowed out a little bit further. It extends into the gloom, per se. You can see 30 feet, but you don't see the wall, the back wall of this under waterfall cave. What you do see is a bunch of kobolds. I think I said there were 12 or 13 of them. Mostly rust-colored. You see 2 that are green and 1 that is purple.
I meet the purple one's eyes. The longest and the hardest.
Okay, and with a 19, you definitely cow all of the rust-colored kobolds. They all sort of flinch away from your gaze. When you meet the eyes of the other green ones, they like straighten up and like plant their spears and are like, we're on it. We're setting that same example. And the blue one just regards you, I would say.
I want to just like look down at Gwib, and I want to nod as if to like he can begin to herald me.
Brethren, this is did we come up with a kobold name that wasn't Gwib's brother's name?
Gwib.
Or do we just want Tamagotchi? G-U-I-B.
Yeah,
Jubies. Jubies.
G-W-I-B. Gwib.
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 All right. Behold, brethren.
Oh my god!
Gwib.
Cameras, holy shit.
The drama.
There was going to be a third camera if I'd had more time. It was going to be, in another place, but this is
Already blown away by 2 cameras.
Behold, Gwib. He is the strongest. He is the fastest. He ran off those interlopers. The interlopers who were here and killed so many of us. But only Gwib and I, Gwib and Gwib, we survived. And then he looks over at you and under his breath, he's like, what else was I supposed to say?
Oh, that's perfect, I whispered.
And then an explosion rips out from behind you guys.
And
a great fiery display.
At that exact moment, I want to transform into a hobgoblin. So I go from like this to like this. And nope, now that's way high. I guess unsettling visage is an effect of that when people see it when I'm in combat. but it's when they make attack rolls with me, I impose disadvantage if I like transfer forms while they do that. But I think that should like lend to
Let's
this
instead give
moment,
you advantage
right?
to your intimidate check.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I come up and I say, and I am going to be the new leader of this Kobold crew. I should have thought about what I was gonna say, Gwib.
Another explosion.
You know, so should I.
A third explosion.
So
Oh,
many
wait.
explosions.
Here we go.
What
What
about
is
a
this?
third time, honestly? I think there's triple advantage on this just because there's so many different things happening here. You're a hobgoblin. Gwib was cool. Tamagotchi or Sparkeloneous is making stuff happen. Sparkeloneous, what are you making happen here?
Just like fireworks. Just literally just fireworks happening in the mouth of this cave.
Heard. Okay.
What check am I doing? Is it performance?
Intimidation.
Intimidation.
And you've got Bardic Inspiration. You got a D6 there.
Oh,
That was that little tune that I played for you, the hype up tune.
little hype up ditty. A 6 on the hype up ditty. That brings it to 21.
Oh. Okay. These guys have
A good
no
plan.
charisma, but
It took us a while, but we got there.
you
It always takes us a while.
You see all of the rust-colored ones almost flee. Like half of them just disappear into the gloom, like the further back gloom
No,
of
wait,
this as they
come
just
back.
like run.
Don't do that. I want you on my team. Don't run up. God damn it.
The other two green ones, they meet your gaze briefly, and then they're like, oh, all right, never mind. All right, cool. Yep, nope, all right. And what did you roll on your intimidation? 21?
21.
And the purple one, he takes a step back and he's got a staff and he sort of puts the staff between the two of you. No one seems overly excited to take you up on this challenge, and then
If no one here is willing to take my challenge, then if my understanding is right, Gwib, I believe that makes me, Gwib, the leader of this here outfit. And Gwib, you can be my second in command. You can be Gwib blessed.
that's pretty good.
God damn, that was good.
Oh man. Gwibless.
Gwibblist.
It's very good.
And then a voice comes out of the darkness. Let there be peace among the kobolds. Clearly, none can stand up to Iron Bones. And Iron Bones makes his appearance. From the gloom steps a goblin, an above average size goblin. He might be able to look Thaddeus in the face, this goblin. He has muscles. He has tattoos. He has axes. He is carrying an axe in each hand, as well as a two-handed battle axe strapped to his back. He looks mean. He's got scars and tattoos. He's a whole video game character, this goblin. He's got all of the
character
optional
design,
little
guys.
decals on him.
Yes, character
Guys, he's got
design, guys.
Character design, oh no!
And he's wearing a visor that on the temples of the visor are a pair of ram's horns that spool out from either side of his head. And he brandishes his axes and he says, "If anyone is bold enough to challenge me for leadership of this here tribe, let him step forward."
I whisper down to Sparkeloneous in the water. I say, "Is this supposed to be me, or do we want Thaddeus to do this one? Because I have a fighter for this, but I don't know if I'm supposed to be the one to fight this man. Because, you know, the one-on-one is not necessary. I've proven time and time again this is not what I should be doing."
Tamagotchi, it's alright. Allow me to give you a plan. Just say he's not worth it and say you've summoned a champion, and then I'll herald him in.
Yes. Oh my God. I say,
when the kobold's scattered, is the one that is gonna cut the rope also gone?
Oh, that's a good point. Is the rope
trap
still being held?
Rope
Yeah.
guy. I gotta. You know what? I'm gonna make a specific roll for rope guy.
I just don't want.
No, that's actually the most important question
Yeah.
of the moment. That's a good question.
No, that's definitely. I should have rolled for him by himself beforehand. Rope guy is visible. I will say. Rope guy is not next to his rope anymore.
I look over at Iron Bones and I say, I kind of thought there would be more of a challenge here. But since I don't think that you should stand up to someone like me, I do have a champion that might stand in my place. And I say, and he as well should be heralded just like myself. And I stamp my foot on the ground.
Sparkeloneous rises from the puddle with a sweet horn beat. It's like burp 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 burp. And then he says, because he can speak while he's playing the horn, he says, Thaddeus, he's our man. Thaddeus, tall as a can, if there were a bunch of them. Here he comes! And then Sparkeloneous leans behind the waterfall and shouts, all right, Thaddeus, yes, you come on in now.
All right.
Please,
I'm going in.
How do you enter, Thaddeus?
With both hands on my warhammer in a very aggressive pose to come stand by Haribo.
My champion. If you cannot
Who also
defeat the likes
received
of
bardic
him,
inspiration.
then why should you even face the likes of me?
All right. He
Gesture to myself performatively.
And also, Sparkeloneous gives you a hearty slap on the back, and when he does that, he subtly casts heroism on you. Please take, now it is up to 4 temporary hit points every turn.
Love it. Thank you.
Iron Bones steps forward with his axes and he says, "It's cowardice not to fight your own battles.
I think it would be cowardice for me to get in the ring with you, young Iron Bones."
Young Iron Bones.
Shh! Quiet! Shh!
Sorry, that was me. Sorry. That's
No, I
me.
know. I know.
Why
Just
you
remember
entry?
that these are the terms. Don't go backing down when your champion's knocked in the dust.
Oh, I believe in Thaddeus. Thaddeus is the strongest champion I have under my wing.
Thaddeus will laugh out loud at that, even though it was in a language he doesn't understand.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
fuck, right. Is he talking in common? How is he talking? Is this all translated through Gwib, or is this in common?
Sparkeloneous could translate.
No,
He
you
can cast
know, if it was
comprehend languages.
if it was translated through Gib, it would have been much funnier. So this has all been in common.
It's menacing.
Then actually, thanks for reminding me. Then he does say something in Draconic, and all of the kobolds spread out to the edges of this room to give him space. And he says,
Glib, or whatever your name is.
My name is Gwib,
And that's good.
and
I'm
that's
Sparkeloneous.
Gwib there.
You'd best be scooching, or you'll be in the line of fire.
I cede the floor to you, Thaddeus, and I move me and Gwib off to the edge.
So Iron Bones and Thaddeus both have their weapons in hand and have issued their challenges. So now they're gonna fight. As for everybody else, all of the kobolds who aren't Gib or Gwib are against the walls. Gib he's got his back to the waterfall where Thaddeus came through. Gwib, obviously you have your own choice of where you want to be.
Gwib would like to look at Gwib and attempt to start, along with the rest of the kobolds in the room, a sort of, war drum of like spears on shields for the clang for their battle.
Okay,
This sort of
okay.
like banging sound so that Margery knows at least something intense is going on, and also that's a cool fucking battle sound.
Yeah, and Sparkeloneous is soloing.
Against the wall going.
And Sparkeloneous is soloing during the war drums, going.
Getting.
Hell yeah. Then I imagine that we kick off the next session with initiative. So
Yeah.
here we go.
Thank you for joining us for episode 8 of this season of Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, A Wider World, DM'd by Gabe Stringer. The players are Lawrence Jennings as Sparkeloneous, Grace Stringer as Margery Ridgeback, Mike Harrison as Thaddeus Ofkoot, and myself, M. Williams as Haribo Tamagotchi. First, we want to give a warm and happy congratulations to our bubble bard and all-around amazing table-mate Lawrence for his nuptials the very weekend after this releases. Congratulations to you and M. Can't wait to celebrate. The next 2 episodes are probably my favorite 2 episodes we have ever recorded, so hold on to the seat of your pants because things are going to get wild. Not only does this fight get out of hand, but we name our first NPC after a listener of the show. If you too want your name mentioned as a character in our show, make sure to tweet about us using hashtag DDAD for your chance to be included in a future ep. We also make a bunch of stuff for use in your home games. Make sure to go check us out on Instagram at DDADPOD or DDADPod, or even on the Patreon, where members can access our entire catalog of items, or even our first season of the podcast, Delta Dawn, at patreon.com/DDADpodcast. That's patreon.com/DDADpodcast. Next episode, folks, will be up May 2nd. We will see you then. That's a very different audio recording.
Hey, don't buy that.
Life motivation.
There's an app there for sure.
Hey, don't
There is
buy
an
that.
app there and it costs $3 and that's all it does.
Anytime we
Hey.
try to use your card, your phone just says, hey.
Hey, don't buy that. Anytime that you use Apple Pay, it has a notification that it plays. It's like, are you sure? Would your mother approve?
Would your mother approve?
Is this
Would
suspicious activity?
change what I buy?
Is this a scam?